Luke David Stout went missing from Buckhannon, West Virginia on July 18, 2012. The search for Luke is still active. There have been searches just as recently as May of 2023 where police searched an area near Bull Run Road in Upshur County in relation to his disappearance. And back in December of 2022, they searched the property on Old Elkins Road in Buckhannon. Neither of those searches turned up any additional evidence. This is the most recent poster that you can find on social media for Luke, describing his disappearance, who they believe was involved in his disappearance. This video is going to take you back to just a few months after Luke disappeared. According to family members, Luke told family, his mother, friends, and police in Buckhannon that a certain individual held him for hours at gunpoint, telling him he was a dead man, shoving the gun into his mouth and pressing it so hard against his forehead an impression of the gun barrel was left behind. After this person was done terrorizing him, Luke ran for his life that day to the Buckhannon police. They refused to let Luke press charges. Luke then went home where his mother saw the impression of the gun barrel along with the formation of abrasions and bruises that covered Luke's body. Luke was shaken and traumatized by the ordeal. His mother and he then tried to file a report and press charges through the West Virginia State Police. They also refused to allow Luke to exercise his rights that day. Luke endured a year of threats and taunts from this individual. He lived every day fearing for his life. The police in Buckhannon did nothing to protect Luke. So a few months after Luke disappeared in July of 2012, his mother, Elizabeth, appeared before the Buckhannon City Council in October of 2012 to express her displeasure, and there were also family members there also expressing their displeasure about the city police's failure to take a statement from Luke, which they believe had that been done, Luke would never have been disappeared under these extremely suspicious circumstances. So the remainder of this video is going to take you back to that city council meeting.
Elizabeth Stout.
Talk about God. What about him? Where's God when it comes to him? Where was God the day he walked into this police station and wanted to swear out a warrant for Chino? And the cops wouldn't take him seriously. Answer me this. And the stuff I've been hearing that Kaner's been saying about my son, I want that to get investigated.
Not the county call.
City Kaner.
Yeah, not the county.
Saying if he wasn't messing around with Chino's wife, that he wouldn't have got what he got. How can any cop say something like that? And I have proof of it. I have witnesses. He ought to be dismissed now. He probably was the one my son went into. He come home with a gun barrel mark into his forehead. And I tried calling the states, but they didn't want to step on the city's toes. Now look where my son is. He's got rights just as any of us here. Just as much rights. Why was his statement not took? Why was it not checked into? Answer me.
Well, you know, I talked to you on the phone, and you know, your story doesn't match up with what the police have to say.
What's the police have to say? Where are they?
I tried to tell you, we're not going to try this thing here in the meeting. If you want to come here,
it's the truth. It's the God's honest.
I was on the phone when you said
just one at a time. One at a time.
Don't raise your voice to me.
One at a time.
All right, Kenny. This is what I'm talking about. It's like we're nobody. If you're not somebody in town, you don't have money, you don't count. You're talking about God. Where's God tonight? Where was God with my child the night he walked into the cities? He ran for his life. He got away from that man. Where was it? What was he worth then, huh? What if it was your child? What if it was
I told you on the
yours?
phone. I told you on the phone. If it were my child, I would be upset. I understand that you're upset.
Upset, you'd be more than upset, sir.
Yeah, probably so.
What's the police have to say?
One at a time, please.
That's all right. It's gonna be a suit. Don't worry.
My question is to you, what's the police saying then if they don't match? Since you said you know, what are they saying?
The police story and your all story don't match up.
Well,
That's
you
all
know
I'm
the
going to tell
story,
you.
why
Why
didn't
didn't
you know it?
I talked
We're-
with Kane and
we're not-
he knew exactly what I was talking about.
We're not going to try any kind of case here in this council meeting. This is not the venue for it. If you want to speak, you have every right to speak.
I'm speaking.
Yeah, so speak. But I'm not going to answer a bunch of questions because I don't know. I'm not the
You
police.
said you know.
You
I'm-
said you
no,
know-
I didn't say
You said
I
our
know.
stories didn't match, so apparently you heard their story.
Who's going to talk? Elizabeth, if you're finished, we're going to go to the next person, and we're
Well,
going to
you
keep
said-
order. We're going to keep order.
What have you heard, sir?
We're
What
going
have you
to
heard?
keep order in
If you
this
heard,
meeting.
how come we can't hear?
I'm not going to address it.
Yeah, because you know you're all wrong.
Now, you gave her permission to come down here so you would address it. You told her to come down here.
No, I said she
No,
could
he
come
was
and
hoping
speak.
I'd be here last week when he wasn't gonna be here, Kenny.
No, I didn't know I wasn't going to be here.
You told her you
You
wasn't going
told
to be
me
here.
you weren't going
I was
to
on the ship.
I'm not going to argue with you, and I'm going to ask you all to leave. Now, I want you to speak. I want you to make your case, make your point, but we're not going to get into a big argument here. We're going to have order in this meeting. And Kenneth, are you finished?
No, sir. I'd like for you to tell me what you heard.
I'm not going to answer questions. Hearsay is hearsay. That's not for me or you to judge, and I'm not going to get into
Well,
it.
okay, then how come you didn't get back to her after you found out what they supposedly said? You said you was going to.
I never said that.
Yes, you
Yes,
did.
you did, sir.
No, I
Yes,
didn't.
Yes, you
most
did.
certainly did too.
John, you want to speak?
So you're done with me? Is that what you're saying? You can't tell me to
I'm
stop.
done with you.
I have 5 minutes.
No.
Where's my 5 minutes?
No, you have until I say you're finished.
Well, you God?
Yeah.
I can sit here and talk all I want.
They coming?
I told you, they're calling the cops. This is bull. Cocksuckers, I'm out of here, man. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this here's the officer. You been around you about my brother? The state that wasn't imposing? You knew exactly what I was talking about, didn't you?
Out the door,
When he
please.
was trying to give a statement against Chino. You remember? Do you remember that, sir? Be honest. You told me at Walmart, you remember?
God's watch. God's watch.
Several times, okay?
What? No, you wanted to get dark about ghosts. You never told me about it.
So you've been asking me.
Yeah. This is
John, you want to speak?
take it all, son.
Yes,
I don't give
I just would like everybody to know that this officer here actually, since now that he walked in here, relayed a threat to me from another individual. How is that allowed?
I don't
How
know.
could you say that
And,
about
and, and this is all on recording. I
If he
have
wasn't
everything on
sleeping with
recording.
Chino's wife, he wouldn't have got killed to begin with. When he was asked, how come you guys ain't out looking for Luke, you said it just didn't matter anyways, because he was already, everybody knows he was dead. I've got witnesses, sir.
And your
I have
witnesses
witnesses.
aren't very reliable.
Oh, yeah.
Folks, if we're going to have an argument, we're going to take it outside.
Yeah.
We're going to take it outside.
I do have a recording of him relaying a threat to me.
I understand.
Well, I just thought that should be out and everybody should know that.
That's fine. Mariah Moore, and I'm sorry that I can't answer your question. Yeah, I'm sorry that I can't answer your question, but I'm not the police department, and I'm not doing the case.
Yeah.
And
I just wanted to be heard just like anybody.
Okay, and you got your.
Who's their boss?
We're not going to get into
Who's
this
their
kind
boss?
of.
I'm asking, who's their boss?
Well, they work for me, for the city. I'm the mayor, but there's a police
You don't
chief.
think
I
they
don't
should
do
be
police work.
investigated, sir?
And I don't drive the garbage truck, and I
You
don't
think
run the
they should
water
be
plant, you
relieved of their
know.
duties until this is solved?
Ma'am, I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm not arguing.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
asking you.
Yes, you are.
I know,
So I'm
I
gonna-
can speak
I'm-
loud.
I'm going to ask you all to be quiet now. You don't have to leave, but you're welcome. It's an open meeting. You're welcome to stay, but we're through with this now, okay? We're through with it.
It's the truth, guys. Everybody better listen and wake up.
Get ready, Paul. Let's go.
Here, pick me up, take me.
Go on.
Pick me up, take me.
You caused enough problem here. Let's go.
Pick me up, take me.
Come on, Mom. No, that's all good. We can control. Come on, let's go.
Take me.
Let's go. Everybody else is leaving. Come on, Mom.